In our last video, we explored the life of Robert Paddy Mayne, the ferocious warrior whose daring raids and unmatched courage helped define the Special Air Service. But Mayne's story is only half of the legend, because behind the SAS's most fearless fighter stood a visionary, a man whose imagination, stubbornness, and refusal to follow the rules created the very unit Mayne would later lead into glory. Today, we continue that story. This is the life of David Stirling, the founder of the SAS, the man who saw the future of warfare long before anyone else, and whose unconventional mind changed military history forever. Early life, a rebel in the making. Sir Archibald. David Stirling was born on November 15, 1915, into one of Scotland's most distinguished families. His father was Brigadier General Archibald Stirling, and his ancestors were steeped in military tradition. But David was never the typical aristocratic officer in training. Growing up in the rugged Scottish Highlands, he became a mountaineer, a hunter, and an adventurer. He stood 6 feet 6 inches tall, lanky and restless, always chasing danger. He dreamed of climbing Mount Everest, studied briefly at Cambridge, and was eventually expelled. Stirling wasn't built for classrooms, he was built for challenges. When World War II erupted, he was in America working as a cowboy. He rushed home, joined the Scots Guards, and quickly realized he hated the rigid structure of traditional military life. He wanted action, creativity, and freedom, things the British Army wasn't exactly known for. The Commandos, and a critical failure. Stirling joined the Commandos, Britain's new raiding force. But even there, he felt operations were too slow, too predictable, and too bureaucratic. His rebellious nature nearly got him court-martialed. He was a misfit, but a brilliant one. Then came the accident that changed everything. In 1941, Stirling attempted an experimental parachute jump in the Middle East. It went horribly wrong, leaving him with a severe spinal injury. He was bedridden, frustrated, and unable to fight. But that hospital bed became the birthplace of a revolution. The idea, small teams, big impact. While recovering, Stirling began sketching out a radical concept. Small teams of elite soldiers operating deep behind enemy lines, using stealth, speed, and sabotage, striking at night and disappearing into the desert. This was the opposite of traditional warfare. No large formations, no predictable attacks. Just precision raids designed to cripple the enemy from within. It was the blueprint for the Special Air Service. The break-in, Stirling's craziest move. Stirling knew the chain of command would never approve his idea, so he did something insane, something only David Stirling would do. Still injured and on crutches, he snuck into British headquarters in Cairo, crawling under a fence and slipping past guards until he reached the office of General Neil Ritchie. He pitched his idea directly, Ritchie listened, and against all odds, he approved it. Stirling was given permission to form a new unit, L Detachment, Special Air Service Brigade, a fake name designed to trick Axis intelligence into thinking Britain had a large airborne force. He recruited misfits, rebels, adventurers, men like Paddy Mayne, who would soon become one of the SAS's greatest warriors. The first mission, a disaster. In November 1941, the SAS launched its first operation, a parachute raid behind enemy lines. It was a catastrophe. High winds scattered the men, equipment was lost, many soldiers died. The mission failed completely. Most commanders would have given up. Stirling didn't. He adapted, abandoning parachute drops and partnering with the long-range desert group, using jeeps to travel hundreds of miles through the Libyan desert. This decision transformed the SAS. The SAS rises. Night raiders of the desert. With mobility, stealth, and Stirling's unconventional tactics, the SAS became a nightmare for the Axis. They launched daring nighttime raids on enemy airfields, destroying hundreds of German aircraft. They blew up supply depots, fuel dumps, and communication centers. They struck fast, disappeared into the desert, and left chaos behind. Even Field Marshal Erwin Rommel felt the impact of Stirling's relentless attacks. The SAS was small, but devastating, and Stirling's leadership was unlike anything the British Army had seen. He encouraged creativity, independence, and initiative. He trusted his men, and they trusted him. Captured, and 4 escape attempts. In January 1943, Stirling was captured in Tunisia. But even in captivity, he refused to sit still. He attempted 4 escapes, each one failing, until he was finally sent to Colditz Castle, the prison reserved for the most troublesome Allied officers. He spent the rest of the war there, but by then, the SAS was unstoppable. Paddy, Mayne and the men Stirling trained continued the fight, expanding the unit's operations across Europe. After the war, controversy and innovation. Stirling left the regular army in 1947. He moved to Rhodesia and founded the Capricorn Africa Society, promoting racial cooperation, though his political views were controversial and often criticized. He later became involved in private military ventures and was linked to a failed attempt to overthrow Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi in the early 1970s. Despite these controversies, Stirling remained respected in military circles. He founded the Stirling Foundation to protect endangered species and continued advising on security matters. In 1990, he was knighted. He died later that same year at age 74. Legacy: the Phantom Major. Today, the SAS is one of the most elite special forces units in the world. Its tactics, small teams, deep penetration, stealth, sabotage, have influenced special operations globally. From the US Navy SEALs to modern counter-terrorism units, Stirling's vision reshaped warfare. Statues of him stand in Scotland, honouring the man known as the Phantom Major. And his partnership with Paddy Mayne remains one of the most iconic duos in military history: the visionary and the warrior, the strategist and the executioner. David Stirling wasn't perfect. He was reckless, rebellious, and often controversial. But he was also a genius, someone who saw what others couldn't. His creation, the SAS, remains a symbol of courage, innovation, and elite military excellence. If you enjoyed this continuation from Paddy Mayne's story, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment which historical figure you want covered next. Because next time, we'll go back to where it all began, before Stirling's vision took shape, before Mayne's daring raids, to the man whose ingenuity and discipline built the foundation of the SAS itself, the forgotten architect of its training, tactics, and spirit. Coming up next, Jock Lewis, the unsung genius behind the SAS. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the legends who shaped our world.